Alright guys, it is the next day from the last time you saw me. I am back working on the C10. Beautiful truck. I did stop by the parts store and I found a barbed fitting for the PCV hose, the vacuum on that. I've got it on. I have got my Keon power wire. I got it ran into the firewall back there and I used the old wire for the hot wire for the electric choke that was the carburetor. Got it run into right there, a pink and red wire right there. I wasted a lot of time trying to figure out this fuse panel and the key switch. I was going nuts. I knew it was something simple. This switch has got 4 positions. I was thinking accessory all the way to the left, off in the middle, and ignition on the right, on the next to the right. It actually has one past that, and that is what I overlooked for like 30 minutes. So finally figured that out. So got that done now. Need to finish cleaning up this mess right here. But now I'm gonna be on to wiring in the wire for the fans. Like I said, I gotta figure out what they've got going on here, what kind of controller they have for the fans, because it does have one. And then after that, I've got to find a port in the head for the coolant temp sensor and get that on. Run this wire, get it all cleaned up. I think it is over here actually. Yep, there it is. Once I get that done, I'm going to get it up in the air, O2 sensor on, and then figure out the fuel system like we talked about before. So we're on the right track here. So it's coming along pretty good. I think everything is looking good and right on track. So we'll get y'all going on time lapse here. Alright, I had some issues y'all saw getting that in there. I think it might have been because the socket was up against the extension I had was up against the header, and it just wasn't, I don't know if it wasn't going in there straight or what, so I'm going to try it this time without a socket on it and see if I can get it to go in there. I really want it in the head. There is a spot right here in the intake that I can put it in, but I know that I get a better reading on the head as far as what it needs for tuning and everything else. So because the temperature in the head is going to be different than the temperature in the intake manifold, and it needs to be in where the head is, because that's where the fuel and air and everything is doing its thing. So we're going to try to get it down there. I'm really hoping I can. Like I said, last ditch effort. I'm going to get it up here in the intake, and we'll just have to roll with that. But we're going to try it. I'm going to try it and see if I can get it in there. So we'll see what I can do. Alright, well, after that time where I could actually see a little bit better, I figured something out. The side, so most of your heads, they're pretty much the same thing when you're turning both the same way. But one of them has got this size hole, this is the size that is on the side that I'm trying to put the sensor into. Well, as you can see here, that's the problem. The other side, it would thread into. The other side has already got a coolant temp sensor in it for a gauge, so I don't need to use that side because I want to have the gate, one for a gauge and one for the MSD system. Luckily, digging through my box of crap here, I do have an adapter. So we'll screw the adapter in. Obviously these aren't the heads, it's a different set of heads, but we'll screw the adapter in and be able to screw the sensor in. So thankfully I've got some crap laying around here. And thankfully I have a set of heads laying here too, so I can see what is going on. On the iron heads, let's see if it's the same way. So that one's that. Looks like they're both the bigger ones on the iron head. So, but anyways, at least we got it figured out now, so we'll go from there. All right, we got it on there. Let's see. So it's on there and it's tight. It is close to the header. I'm gonna get some heat wrap to go around that so we don't have an issue with the wires or the plastic getting hot. So then I will find a nice way to route this wire right here, a little bit cleaner. So yeah, so one step down to the next one, and then I will have to go to the store, parts house, and get some heat wrap to go around that. But on to the next thing. All right, and some heat wrap right here. Try to show you how we're gonna do this. I don't know if you can, probably can't see nothing. All right. I don't know if you'll be able to see this or not, but it is wrapped up with the heat wrap, so hopefully that keeps it cool and don't have any problems there. I've got my wires ran around the back, and I did move not only the wire that goes to the coolant temp sensor, I also moved the wire that goes to my AC compressor. I ran them together right through here. You know, it's not the best looking, but I don't know what else to do. I got this vacuum line up out of the way. It was resting on the throttle linkage. Another thing I did with throttle linkage, all these spark plug wires were behind this linkage here for the throttle. So you had about 3/4 of throttles all you had before. They all jammed up in between it and the firewall. So when I drove it, I did realize maybe I thought that it should have a little bit more get up than it did. Now I know why, because it was only about 3/4 of throttle. Now it will go all the way back. Still, the way those wire holders, spark plug wire holders are, that look really nice and are nice to have, the way they keep the wires tight, I don't have much slack here to go up anymore. So I did put this protectant right here on those wires, or when you do go wide open, it's really not rubbing on them much, but it probably wouldn't be a problem. That way it protects them a little bit more. So now you can go wide all the way open, as you can see. Before it was going to about right there. Now you've got that much more. Make a big difference, I'm gonna assume. So, all right. Now on to fuel system. I do believe that I'm actually going to leave the fans alone and let them run on their own controller for now, that the customer had already had. If it does not work right, or maybe fans need to be ran a little bit different, I'll get rid of all this, just put them on a relay with the signal wire being what comes with the MSD. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to wrap this up and just tuck it down in here for in the future. If customer wants me to change that over, I can do that. But another thing is on here, you know, this wire right here is actually a that's the nitrous controller wire. So I cut it real short and then put that on there, so it is enough left that I can pull it out and repin it, or I can add on to it with a butt connector right there. But the customer doesn't seem like he's interested at all in the nitrous, so that should be fine for now. You know, there's just some more wiring back here that's for the same thing. Other things you can add on to it that I just kind of tied up for now. If the customer ever wants to change it, we definitely can. But for now, he's not interested. You know, we don't need that, so that's like that. And the reason I didn't cut that one short is it is a connector. And it does say not to cut this in the manual. So I didn't want to cut it, and then there would be, but it is wrapped up. If I ever need to use it, I can definitely use it. That actually goes to the distributor. If you buy an MSD distributor, that locks out, and this whole system controls timing. That's what that's for. So we're not using that. We're just using a normal ATI distributor, so we don't have to worry about it. But anyways, now I'm gonna get it up in the air and get started on the fuel system. All right. I did not get very far on the fuel system just then, but I did get the lines that go up to the TBI, or the throttle body, plumbed in. So this is the feed here. It is 3/8 supply. That's what it comes with. You know, I wish it was prettier, but you know, hey, this will work just fine. 3/8 fuel injection hose goes in there, and then it'll come out here as a return. I don't have an AN fitting. Of course, this kit that the customer had bought was not originally for the return fuel system. It was for returnless. After doing some research, and I think that it'd be best to do the return. So I'm going to get a 45-degree AN to barbed fitting. The feed is all 3/8. The fuel injection hose supplied that come with it. It runs into there. I'm going to get a flashlight. So it is the 3/8, and it runs down, comes down through there, then down the frame rail. The return, it has to have a regulator on this side of the return, and it goes in with the 3/8 hose, and then comes out to the braided, and goes back to the tank. Now from right, let's see. From right there, as you can see, I made it go into hardline because I thought that it would look better than instead of all the rubber hose being super hard and thick to get up around through here. So it bent a little bit easier, and I think it looks cleaner in the long run. And then I have a piece of rubber hose from there to the AN barb fitting. The fan wiring I did put right back there and tucked in if I ever decide to go in with to wire the fans up with the MSD Atomic. They are right there. The wires are back up in there, and they're hidden, but they're usable if I need to use them down the road. So pretty much that's all I've got done today. I'm going to order these fittings here, and then I have to order a piece to go in for a return to the fuel tank. Once I get that done, I will mount the fuel pump and weld on the O2 sensor, and we'll be ready to start this thing up. So that's where we're at for today. Like I said, I'll get those parts, get those little pieces I need, and then we'll pick back up on it probably tomorrow or Tuesday probably. It's Sunday today, so I don't know if I'll be able to get everything tomorrow. If not, it'll be Tuesday, and we'll go from there. Keep ticking away on this thing. Customer's not in any kind of hurry, so I've got a lot of things going on other than this, so we'll see when I can get back to it, but see you then.